Yo, I should have deleted some footage before I started filming this because it stopped me in my tracks while I was talking. How rude. Anyways, so I was talking about how I was with my boyfriend and he just picked me up and just carried me off. Like he's looking like what? Like he was stunned himself because oftentimes it just happens so fast that you just like can't believe like it happened. Like I be sitting having dinner, and then a fan will just walk up while you're eating, or people will sneak pictures and videos while you're eating, while you're shopping. They don't care that I'm with, somebody that could be my boyfriend. Like they literally don't care. One thing about living in the public eye is that they feel like you belong to them, and it comes with fame, and they should be able to interrupt you when you're doing regular stuff just because you are, you know, they know who you are, you're recognizable. Um, One of my favorite fans, he used to interrupt me while I was out to eat with dudes. He told my dad that I should run for president. Like, and I miss him, yo. Like, he passed some years ago, a couple years ago, probably like 3 years now, maybe. And he was so dope, but he just did not care. You can interrupt me whenever. Um, that ex that I was with, I actually was on the phone with him when somebody broke into my apartment. One of my fans broke into my apartment. It didn't take anything, but still, it's mighty creepy. It's like, what did you want to do? Just walk up in a Fury Museum of Natural Art or something and just want to be there? Because like crazy fans, like they'll like break into a fan's place and like take a shower and fix themselves a sandwich and stuff. Like, those people need to see somebody about those type of problems. But anyway, yeah, that's a real situation. I was trapped in the bathroom with my daughter on the floor when it sounded like they were just like trying to get in the window or whatnot. And, they did the fingerprint test and everything. And noticed nothing was gone. So it could have been worse than it was. In that neighborhood, I was very glad to move. I had this little boy who lived up the street and at an angle so he could see like when I leave out, because again, recognize my Mercedes. He would email me and he would say, I just recognized, your car, blah blah blah. I love you. And he was just say like some old obsessive, possessive, crazy stuff. I do not like when fans tell me they love me. I feel like those words are reserved for people that you know. Those are extremely strong words that you should not just use loosely. You don't know me. You love my work. You enjoy masturbating to me. You don't love me. You don't even know me as a person. I hate that. But anyways, so he would be like, I love you. And then he would like call me out of my name. And then he started telling me how he was going to kill me and all this stuff. And he seen me leave out in my Mercedes Benz. For starters, it's Mercedes Benz with an E, not an A. Learn your cars. But the way he lived, like, I don't know what room he was looking out of or whatever, but he could see my car when I would go a certain direction, and he would email me and tell me. So I said something to the neighborhood kids about it because they don't care about, the fact that I sell adult content. Like, they're kids. They come to my house for candy. Just little like kid stuff. And they like like literally like 7, 8, 9 years old, and then some of them were like some teenagers, but they weren't like old. They don't know. I mean, they probably know because you know kids are now they more grown than anything, but they don't. They never see me. You know, like I'm just a cool neighbor, and then they love my daughter, and they would come and play with her and ask her if she could come outside, go on walks or something. You know how neighborhood kids do. So I asked them if they know anything about somebody watching my house. And one of the little boys snitched and told me that he knew who it was because he would go to the boy house with his older brother and go over there and play with him. They would be playing video games and stuff. And he told me that he knew who it was. So when the little boy emailed me, come to find out he was 15 years old. Yeah, 15. Probably have been watching me on Pornhub, because you know how that site is. We're going to talk about them again in the future. But anyway, so I called him by his name and I told him to leave me alone. So he starts sending me these crazier messages about if he get in trouble, he'll kill me and he'll steal my Mercedes Benz and all this crazy stuff. So I went to the police station. I filed a police report, and they said that they would go specifically to his house and tell him to leave me alone. Harassment online using a computer is considered as a serious offense. Little boy. Never heard of him again. Yeah. So just just little mess like that. But I think one of my more serious issues that I had with somebody was the fireman. Oh, the fireman. My house caught on fire 2 weeks after I had just moved in. This was a couple years ago, though. Okay. This was like 2016. My house caught fire. And I, again, apologize if you can hear the people pressure washing the buildings outside. But anyway, so my place caught fire, like I said, on Christmas Eve, 2 weeks after I moved in. So I'm already emotional about it. It was a kitchen fire with a faulty stove that self-ignited. Nobody was using it. Luckily, we were able to get out of the place. Part of my home was burned really badly, and then some of it was untouched. It was raining. I was actually in my bathrobe with no shoes on when I ran out the house. I grabbed my money, I grabbed my credit cards, my ID, and my social security number and birth certificate, my daughter's also, and I ran for my life. Oh, and my laptop. I took my laptop with me, and we ran. My daughter grabbed her Ewins, by the way. If you know where Ewins are, you probably amused. But we're standing outside in the rain on Christmas Eve. The fireman, after he went in the house, he bought me a pair of sneakers. He bought me some navy blue New Balance. Hey, I'm from DC, come on. So I'm talking about the old school 969s. I'm not talking about the new joints that they wear in Baltimore. But so he bought me some New Balance and I put them on, and I'm thanking him, you know, for being so nice and bringing me some shoes so I'm not out here barefooted. So, you know, he said, you know, you're welcome, blah, blah, blah. Later on that night, I get a message on Facebook. He went on a police report and found what my real name was and messaged me apologizing about what happened to my place. If I need anything, let him know. And he's a big fan of my work. He loves my videos. What? If it wasn't a holiday, and if I wasn't just mentally in a completely different place, and I was vindictive, I would have had him fired. I would have called to the police department, the fire department, the city, whoever, right, the Congress, whoever I needed to talk to. I could have easily said what happened and showed them proof and gotten him fired. But I blocked him and I just didn't respond to him anymore. He was making comments under my pictures. Like, no, I blocked him. Bye. But he's like the only person that could have lost his job in regards to recognizing me. One time I went to the hospital, actually on Valentine's Day. Had a mini heart attack on the day that's associated with the heart, right? Crazy. It's like, I'm a heartbreaker with a busted heart valve. Wonderful. But anyways, so I went to the emergency room on Valentine's Day. And I got the EKGs on, you know, the little sticky joints. And I'm sitting up here like just not wanting to be there. I'm upset, I'm scared. Like all these emotions are going through my head. And I noticed that one of the nurses, he was a black male, was taking pictures of me. I'm looking. And I seen him standing there. And I could tell when people are taking pictures. Because they hold their phone like this. Or nobody uses their phone like that I know of. I could tell when people taking pictures. I just know. So I'm watching him from my bed, and I look dead at him, and I say, if you wanted a picture, all you had to do was ask. You know what he did? Instead of like seeming offended or threatened or anything, he says, really? He comes and he lays right beside me in the hospital bed and he takes a picture. Sorry, I just got a notification about the Himalayas breathing. I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, he plops his dusty behind in the bed with me and he taking pictures talking about his friends is not going to believe this. I hope your friends cuss you slam out when they realize that you took a picture of me while I was sitting up here in the emergency room with EKG stickers on me. Obviously, it's cardiac. I hope they trash you. I didn't even think about it at the time, and I was just like, okay. And I took a picture with a fake smile while I'm in a hospital bed after having cardiac issues, smiling with a fan. Because they think that when you become famous, that you ask for this type of attention, that it comes with the job, and that you're just supposed to deal with it instead of feel a certain type of way. I didn't know I was going to become famous. I got into this business as a joke. That was the last thing that I had anticipated is becoming famous, yo, really. But sometimes it's good, like it's good, like it's love. Like when they see me, they're happy and they're nice. A lot of them are dope, like they cool, you know. And some of them, you know, they speak and they just keep it moving. Like the time I was with Alice. Hi Alice, they watch my videos, by the way. One of my dope co-workers who came to visit me, and we were in the parking lot walking them to the car, and they stopped and they recognized me, and they were like, "Aren't you Get 'Em Girl Friday, Hurricane Fury, blah blah blah?" Alice was like, "Oh my god," and I was like, "Yes, I am. Remember, you did not see me. You don't know where I live at. You don't even know what state I live in. You don't even know what city I live in." And they was like, yes, ma'am, that's fine. No, no, we don't. And I was like, thank you, I appreciate it, really. After they said, baby, we can hang out, no, we cannot. But you know, they were nice about it, they were cool. But getting recognized in the parking lot of the places I live at is not something I really want to make a habit of doing. So I just tell people I'm a Twitch streamer. Usually, I was telling people that before I even signed up for that site to make money. But you just never know when somebody's gonna recognize me in a parking lot. Like even dating me, like I wouldn't date me. Like you have to be able to know how to fight if you date me. Like one time, okay, so this one guy who I didn't know he was fan of my stuff, okay. He was just trying to get with me, and I assumed that he didn't know anything about it because he never said anything, right? So we went to, me and my cousin went to IHOP, and he came to the IHOP to come and kick it with us, okay? We let him pay for our food. We was out of town. We went to go see her ex-boyfriend dance. So he wanted to come and pay for my food. So I was like, I don't know about this. You know how you just get that feeling like this ain't it. You know? So my cousin kept trying to get me to talk to him. I wouldn't talk to him. Okay. So he finds out my name, he messages me. And it's just a little small talk, you know, nothing major, okay. So I Googled his name, and I realized that he was a sex offender, okay? Before his shows, he watches my footage. So he, you know, he's a male exotic dancer. He knows the guy that I date. He's a fan, and he never once said anything at all. So when I would see him periodically when we go out of town and he's booked on an event, I never knew that he was watching me while he was getting ready, and I'm sitting on the floor enjoying the show. I never knew, had no idea. Until he messages me on Facebook, and he's sitting up here talking. And he's telling me about how he enjoys my stuff, and it was so good to see me in person, and all this stuff, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. I don't do fans. So when I Googled him, and I saw what his name was, and that he was a sex offender, and that it was a minor, like the person is like, at the time they're like 15, I believe. And I have a daughter. One, he can't even like be in my home because my daughter is underage at the time. Two, no, I'm sorry. if you are in your feelings, because I don't want to socialize with a sex offender that did something to a kid, then that is your problem that you have to deal with. I don't have to deal with that because I'm not going to. I'm sorry. Some things is just a no for me. And sex offenders, like, that's serious. That's no. Okay. So I said something to the guy that, I've been dealing with about what happened. He had no idea. He didn't know about, his convictions. So I went to go see him perform out of town. This was my first time going to one of his shows with us, like, just really, like, dating each other, like, hard, like, actual, like, hardcore. So I didn't know that the guy was on the lineup. I'm sitting at one of those big, tall, like, tables that they have at, like, bars and grills and stuff. I'm sitting there, and my homegirl from the liquor house from the previous vlog, yeah, her, she happens to be there with her homegirl. So I'm seeing somebody I recognize, and I'm sitting near them. So I'm at this chair, they're at the other chair. Everybody is just having fun and, waiting on the show to start. People turning up, drinking alcohol, dancing, listening at the DJ, talking to each other, looking good, smelling good. Well, some of us were smelling good, some of them wasn't. But, typical exotic dance male review. Here he comes. Yeah. So he stands right beside me, and his face is like this close to mine. And he is screaming at me because I blocked him. And because I won't listen at him tell me how he is a sex offender, why he is a sex offender, that he says that the little girl lied about her age. And he didn't know that she was 15, because a lot of these girls look grown nowadays. That's not what your charges said. Shut up lying to me. You didn't get a statutory rape. You were specifically targeting that little girl because it said, like, I forgot what the charge is, but it's like, with malicious intent. It's something, and then it says with malicious intent. And then a little girl was 15, and he had like a few different charges. But the one that said malicious intent let me know that it wasn't I thought she was 15 and, it happened once and that was it type thing. No, honey, you are a Chester child molester. It was deliberate, and get away from me. Nasty. He was legit upset that I would not talk to him. I don't talk to fans anyway, as far as like dating. So even if he wasn't a convicted sex offender, I wouldn't have given him the chance if I knew that he was in the back room watching me on the screen while I'm out on the floor. I didn't know. I had no clue. So I told God that that I'm dating. I went up, found him. I hopped off the stool because I'm short. I I take my little self up to the front desk. He's sitting there here counting money. He got his glasses on. He's looking over his nose. Sitting up here counting money. And I'm like, yo, I gotta talk to you. He like, can it wait? And I'm like, no. If you don't go get Lethal. And he was like, what? And I was like, telling him, I was like, he is a sex offender. He is a child molester. And he will not leave me alone. Like, he was so close to me while he was screaming that spit was hitting my face. He would not leave me alone. He is demanding that I listen at him for why he is a sex offender, because I blocked him and I will not talk to him. And he is mad because I will not sit and listen at why he is a sex offender. I'm serious. And I'm just like, you know how when you mad and everything is just intense, you know, you just, he's like, what? He a sex offender for real? I'm like, go on Google. He be telling y'all that his name is this, but that's his middle name. Look it up. They even got his picture. And he's lied about living here. He lives in, and I said what place he lives at. What state he lives at. And he's like, he didn't even go and look it up. He didn't care. He's always trusted whatever I say and, you know, take it as that. So he went and he found a dude. They go in the restroom. So I sit my little happy behind down by the door and I'm listening. And I heard him tell him that he has to stay away from me. Or the next time, the only way he getting out of that bathroom, well, it's not a bathroom with no tub, out of that restroom is through him or through a body bag. He can make his decision, but he is going to leave me alone. Dude left me alone. Like, I would go to the shows and he would like sit as close as he possibly can to me and like look over over his shoulder or be on his phone, acting like he on the phone but he looking at me. And then when they come around, he take off running in the other direction. So I started taking pictures of him doing it. Like, because I would go to his shows all the time and the guy was booked on them. So he was there. We're in the same building. But he told him to leave me alone. And he was still sitting really, really close to me or watching me. You're not slick. I see what you're doing. He told you to leave me alone, but you don't listen. I bet. So I took the pictures and I sent it to him. He came to my house and we talked about it. And he was like, you ain't got to worry about him no more. Trust me. He don't know that I know about the conversation that he had with him in the bathroom. That was literally when we started dating each other 4 years ago. And he still don't know that I know. But I heard it. And I know how he does over me. Like, you can't ask him anything about me. Because you're going to have a problem. Trust or believe. You're going to have a problem. So, he, yeah. It cut off on me again. I did get some of the videos transferred to my laptop though. So, I'm just going to wrap it up. But, you know, dating me and dealing with my job is a trip. But shout outs to him because he takes everything in stride and I appreciate his tolerance. I appreciate his tolerance, definitely. I had stopped going to his shows. I'll be going to my first one for his birthday in 2 years. So this is gonna be crazy. But anyways, like when you live in the public eye, unfortunately, it comes with it. Like oftentimes people are not considerate of the fact that you are a regular person like they are, and they want pictures, they want to speak because they love what you do, and you have to keep that in mind. Sometimes you just don't want to deal with it, but you know, they're fans of yours. So you know, I didn't sign up for it. I didn't know I was going to become famous, but when I see my fans and they show me love, and it's like the good love, I love them back. So I love my fans, especially once they come on Twitch. I would love to have you twitch.tv/GetUpGirlFriday. And I'm going to finish this video right now before my phone says, you out of space. You know this is 4K. Quit playing games. I'm out, and I'm going to record one more video, I believe, and that's it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, you know, show me some positive love. Appreciate you.